All right, Ruthless and Oval fans. So basically, I just wanted to do a quick video here about the very compelling fan theory from one of my talented subscribers. I believe it's Yvette. I know that the live stream I did after last night's episode of The Oval, you mentioned the comment, and I had to do a video on it because I could not let it slip my mind. So if I got your name wrong, I apologize, but there are your props right there. So before moving forward in the video, please take a moment to hit like, hit subscribe, click that bell notification icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post new content to the channel. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And also a special shout out to everyone who's been graciously following my request to subscribe. If you are a frequent viewer or if you are a subscriber that you watch more of my content, the percentage for the month jumped from like 24 to over 30%. Basically, I'm trying to get the percentage of viewers who watch my content to be more so on the subscriber side than the non-subscriber. So by the end of the month, I hope to reach at least 40%. So please continue to subscribe if you visit the channel frequently, or just watch the content if you are a subscriber. So if you don't watch Ruthless, this theory will be a bit hard to follow, but if you don't watch it, please do. It's on BET Plus. They're already into season 2. This week they drop episode 4 of season 2. Or just go to my Ruthless playlist. I have reviews of every single episode, basically from season 1 to the present, as well as theory and discussion videos. Just throwing that out there. So Lilo is a character on Ruthless who is a parole officer to the highest, aka Tyrone, who's a con man who runs the Rakadushi compound, which is basically a front for a lot of money laundering that goes through by a certain cartel. Lilo is the middleman between the cartel and the Rakadushis, and Lilo got his head chopped off by one of the Rakadushi guards because he was pimping out the girl that he actually likes. So long story short, it was mentioned in the recent 3-episode opening of season 2 that Lilo is the son of the senator, which I believe would be the senator of Virginia, because if I'm not mistaken, there's one senator per state. Because if you watched The Oval last night, Dale, who now works at the pharmacy, came from a small town in Virginia, and Virginia, that's where Ruthless takes place. So Lilo, his father, is the senator of Virginia. So the fan theory is Lilo Victoria's brother? Another main reason for this theory is because if you look at how Lilo treats the women at the compound and just people in general, he's the kind of guy you could tell would mess around with someone even if they're underage. And it was mentioned back in season 1 that one or more of Gail's uncles took advantage of her when she was quote unquote younger. I think she's portraying 15 to 16 years old. So basically, that's the main root of the theory. And we know that Victoria's family are powerful people. They're one of her parents are one of the 5 families that run the country. And unfortunately, her mother is dead now. So, her father. I don't know if Victoria's father is a senator. I mean, he could possibly be in that position. That's a possibility. I honestly couldn't tell. I mean, I love the theory now. Don't get me wrong. I love the theory that Lilo could potentially be Victoria's brother. Now, how would that be? Victoria loses a brother and her mother within the same few days. It's pretty crazy. I think something to keep in mind is, maybe Lilo is indeed her brother and he's working with the 5 families through a different route via the cartel. It's like, Lilo, we're going to have Victoria and her husband be in the White House. I mean, remember, Victoria has a lot of siblings and she's the darker one of the family because I believe it was mentioned early in season 1 that her mother had an affair, and Victoria is a darker shade than the rest of her siblings. So she always was treated like an outcast. So basically Lilo is a lighter complexion. So it does line up considering he kind of shares a similar complexion to Maud, a little bit like Jason as well. Not as light as Gale, but it is a good theory, and that will connect the storylines of both shows even more so than simply about Ruth taking Callie. I mean, we are slowly getting there. I believe it was stated that Daikon's supposed to be in the Oval season 2. Barry is going to the Rakadushi compound. I cannot recall if it was mentioned that he would be going in Ruthless or if it would still be taking place in the Oval. I don't remember. I do know Melissa L. Williams confirmed that Barry will be going to the compound, but I just can't recall if it was stated on which show the crossovers would be happening. So that also adds more fuel to the fire of, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be something if the Rakadushis were the ones who were trying to get Gale in line? I don't know if that's the case because of the fact that I don't think the Rakadushis were a thing when Victoria was around that age and she had to be put in line, because of the fact that we know that Tyrone was in prison, and then, you know, the compound pretty much just happened recently. It wasn't something that's been established for like 15 to 20 years. So I think that the Rakadushis could indeed be a similar method of torture because, you know, they're all about torture and punishment. However, it's just one of those things where I don't see the Raku being involved in this. And I think, you know, one of my favorite theories from back in like the Oval and Ruthless season 1 was, man, wouldn't it be crazy if Gale was emancipated and then put in the Rakadushi because she wants to get away? That would actually make a lot of sense. So I'm really thinking that the story between Victoria and Lilo being siblings does have merit to it. It would just, the only way to add a solid amount of evidence would be if we ever found out what it is Victoria's father does. We know that her parents are powerful. I believe that Maude said she was on vacation, but then she came out of vacation to come to the White House to check out things to make sure everything was good. But we don't know what the father does. So, I mean, he could indeed be a senator. You know, I mean, just because you're one of the 5 families doesn't mean you can't be within the rivers of power to control things from your own way. I mean, I'm sure they have different people planted in different positions around the country, if not the world. But to have him as a senator would make a lot of sense. But like I said, if we actually see certain things on screen or even hear about what he does, if it's mentioned that he's a senator, I will definitely increase my belief in this theory from about a 70% to about a 95%. So there's no way he would show up at the funeral, though, because remember, the timeline of Ruthless is a little bit behind that of the Oval. So if Lilo showed up at Maude's funeral, that would make no damn sense at all. But then again, Tally's still alive on Ruthless when she should in fact be dead based off events in the Oval. So I don't know. All right, guys, with that being said, thanks so much to the lovely subscriber who gave me this theory idea. And please like and subscribe. Remember, I'm trying to get that percentage up as best I can. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App.